Y'all, the propaganda machine's wheels are spinning. It is insane. And these lefties do not know up from down. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm just going to throw some fuel in the fire and let it just burn with the immolation of truth. Because this is wild watching these people do this. We know they were going to do it. But now we've got more clips to walk you through. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. Y'all, please, at a time like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Everything is sourced. I'm not going to clickbait you ever, freaking ever. But this is really, really important to continue our mission to make the country better than we found it and save it from the crazy that we're about to show you. Okay, you can follow me on X at Braden LOA. I'd love to have you over there where I've been sparring with lefties all day. I mean, it got spicy there for a minute, but you can check it out. Let's jump right into this because there's so much to cover, it's insane. Okay, so first, I'm just going to start off with a little meme here. You know, that thing where the Democrats were constantly calling Trump a taco for like a 3-week time span? Like that was the new flavor insult of the week. It stood for Trump always chickens out. Okay, let's keep on going. I enjoyed that thoroughly. All right, so now we do that thing in life where we just play clips of Democrats from a short time ago when they were in power doing the exact same thing that they're incredibly incensed over right now, and we completely and totally destroy the worldview. That's what we do. All right, so I believe you know this woman. You've seen her work, the Pelositron. I think this was before she made $300 million insider trading, allegedly. Okay, so here we go. I'm full spice, guys. I'm full spice right now. This is important as we go forward because I got Chris Murphy showing up. I got Tim Kaine showing up. Oh, it's all the rage. Watch this.
So, Madam Speaker, or Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
What? You're saying that when Barack Obama was bombing Libya with without any type of congressional authority, it was perfectly fine. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, said it was perfectly fine. That's what she just said. She's Nancy Pelosi. She's the greatest House Speaker in the history of House Speakers. How could she be wrong? I mean, after all, let's play it again because it's pretty important to watch this very crucially as we go into the next clip. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something in the first go-around.
So, Madam Speaker, or Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
No, there was no hidden Farsi in there. That was actually English. She said President Obama did not need authorization from Congress to do what he did in Libya. Well, would you look at that, how the tables have turned. Now what we're going to do is go to one of my favorite villains on the leftist side, Democratic Senator Chris Murphy. This guy is a villain. He is. All right, let's just get into this. I want you to pay special attention to how CBS absolutely destroys him going into this question, and then he fumbles it even further. We're going to provide full context, and I'm going to play the whole clip, and then we're going to have some fun at different points through this clip. Let me hear you in the comments on this one, and please share it out, because in a world of propaganda, you need some truth. Okay, here we go.
If there had been a briefing, if there had been full disclosure of the state of negotiations or an assessment of Iran's nuclear program, would Democrats have been persuadable to support military action? I ask that because the Biden administration initially had reached out to Iran to try to get to a negotiated deal, and they weren't able to get one, in part because they weren't willing to lift sanctions off of the IRGC. So, in other words, are we just in a place where military conflict or confrontation was inevitable, and it just happened to land on Donald Trump's watch?
No, Donald Trump.
Well, Margaret, I didn't know you had it in you. That's weird. So everyone just put it off, and the Iranians pretty much ignored the Biden administration, and the Biden administration wasn't willing to remove sanctions, so it was just kind of like a stalemate. So it was an inevitability that there was going to be some sort of military action, and it just happened to fall on Donald Trump's desk? Weird. That's strange. I mean, it's only been 40 years of them saying they're going to kill us, and death and blood will run in the streets of the great Satan Israel in America. I mean, But anyway, I want to show you something else, because she's about to correct him again mid-sentence. This is embarrassingly bad. Watch this.
precipitated this crisis, right? He inherited a nuclear agreement that was working, that had put Iran more than a year away from a nuclear weapon. The JCPOA. Against the advice of his advisors, he tossed that agreement out, which brought us to this moment.
It would have expired by now.
Right, but I think Iran would have certainly been willing to extend those provisions if we were still in the agreement. But
did you catch that? Donald Trump destroyed the entire thing. It was working. They were only a year away from a nuclear weapon. Okay. Okay. Is that really the argument? The argument is, guys, it's okay. They were a year out. I mean, that's like 12 whole calendar months. I mean, obviously, it's not like they were... Oh, wait a minute. It would be if they were 12 months out. That would mean there's 12 months of work that they were doing violating said agreement. That's weird that you would bring that up. And then Margaret Brennan, to her credit, which I can't believe I just said, she goes, yeah, that would have expired already anyway, so what's your point? Yeah, but maybe if they could have, they probably would have extended it. You got nothing. That's the point. And all these liberals that are just going off on the internet, having their emotions explode everywhere, it's not even based in reality. It's an if then, oh, I was lying, but they made a coulda, shoulda. I mean, like, what? Okay, let's continue. Watch this.
Second, there is no history, there is no experience that shows an air campaign alone will result in positive regime change. In fact, there's not a single example of it in the entirety of American history. An air campaign without at least the threat of a ground invasion, which the administration is ruling out, never results in a democratic rebirth in an authoritarian country. So the plan they have laid out, sustained airstrikes without a ground invasion, is destined to fail. All that will happen at the end of this, most likely, listen, I'm rooting for democracy in Iran, but the most likely outcome here is that hardliners take over the government, they restart their missile program, they restart their nuclear program, and we're just right back at bombing them again and putting American lives and regional lives at risk again.
Okay. Guys, come here. Do you understand what he's saying? Because, again, I thought that it was no more forever wars, which would mean the Trump administration said no boots on the ground. Okay, well, if there's no boots on the ground, that means there's no forever war. So that's one piece of his explanation. The other explanation is air power alone has never achieved any type of destruction of an autocratic regime. So therefore, because they're not willing to do the ground troop invasion, it's going to just resort right back to an Iranian theocracy or some sort of autocrat that takes power because you created a power vacuum. Now, that's a very poor planning exercise on the part of the White House. Okay, so on one breath, it's they aren't doing the troop invasion. Okay. So that's what you want, because no forever war. But on the other end, the airstrikes are not enough, and how could they do something without a final conclusion of plan, basically including troops on the ground? Which one is it, Chrissy? Because it doesn't make sense what you're doing. You're just going out as an opposition to anything. I'm against troops on the ground? Good, we're not doing that. Well, it's never worked without troops on the ground, so why are we bombing them? They've only been 12 months out. What's the point of this? I'm so intelligent. I'm a liberal Chris Murphy. All right, enough of that guy. Let's go right to the next one. Again, remember how I showed you in the beginning of this, Nancy Pelosi saying that all authority was needed and liberals can bomb anybody they want in Libya, but Donald Trump can't. Watch this, Tim Kaine saying it's illegal. Oh, yeah.
Moment, do you think the president is in compliance with the law?
Absolutely. He is not. This is an illegal war, Shannon, because the representative cited the statute, but he neglected to mention the Constitution. And the Constitution can't be changed by statute. The Constitution says no declaration of war without Congress. The president has called this war against Iran. The president can act to imminently defend the United States against imminent attack if that happens without congressional approval, needing later ratification by Congress. But if you're going to initiate war, you need Congress. The president not only did not come to Congress to seek a debate or vote, he acted without even notification to the vast majority of us. This is an illegal war. I have a war powers resolution queued up for vote this week, and I'm encouraging my colleagues to assert the constitutional power vested in the legislative branch. More importantly, though, Okay,
they're not going to get that vote to pass. just so you know, even Democrats are like, yeah, no, we're not voting for that. It's already all over the internet. Progressives are losing their minds. It's a to-do video for me. But you remember that whole piece right up here? Oh, not that one. That is true. But with Nancy Pelosi saying that they don't need authorization for doing what he's doing, Obama did it in Libya over and over and over again. Perfectly fine. Donald Trump does it. Oh my God, the world is ending. There, he's completely outside of his bounds. And did you notice the games that he just played with verbiage? We've already shown you multiple times that the Senate leadership knew through the Gang of Eight. They knew what was going on. Chuck Schumer knew what was going on. Hakeem Jeffries knew what was going on. I've shown you the progressives melting down about the fact that they knew. But it's the vast majority of Congress. So they informed Congress and the leadership, but they did not inform the vast majority. So that's the problem. See these word games? It never stops. These people are nothing but manipulative politicians. And that's why I keep on doing the videos I'm going to do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, there's so much to do. It's stupid. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.